it true that African players are not creative? African players are not technically gifted? Of course, the story of John Obi Mikel is still very much fresh in our minds. In his illustrious career with Chelsea, he won a lot of trophies. We see him as a very creative player in Nigeria with the Super Eagles. But of course, at Chelsea, when he was at Chelsea, he was never seen that way. In fact, he was converted into a defensive player. As creative as we think John Obi Mikel is. For Victor Moses to blow some at Chelsea, he needed to be converted into a wing back. That is one of our most creative players in the Super Eagles and of course on the African scene. Of course, N'Golo Kante is seen as a defensive machine. Is this all that is being seen of African players? How much credit the European clubs gave to African players in terms of creativity? Are we just seeing as just a robust marking machine? I don't know what Khalid thinks about all of these. And most time Khalid disagree with me when I say some of these things, but I don't know what he thinks at this time.
I think I agree with you this time, Michael. I think there's a hint of racism with the way European top teams...
Racism?
Yes, Michael Obasi, racism. With the way top European teams treat African players. Not just African players, but black-skinned African players. Even the French players, who we all know, or most of them actually originated from Africa, they are seen that way.
But is that not the 80% of what our DNA is when it comes to football, the defensive side of our football? Are we creative? If we are that good, why did John Obi Mikel, why was it converted when we saw John Obi Mikel at the under 70 level with the likes of Lionel Messi? But for him to see football at Chelsea, he needed to play defensive football.
We cannot forget who John Mikel Obi played with when he joined Chelsea. It was Jose Mourinho. We know how Jose Mourinho loves converting creative players to more defensive-minded players. We are seeing that today with Paul Pogba. But I think, Michael Obasi, it goes deeper than our DNA. Because we've seen players who are capable of holding the ball, who are capable of dribbling the ball. Case in point,
players?
Yes, case in point, Austin JJ Okocha. Case in point. You even also have someone like Alex Iwobi.
But Austin JJ Okocha, you mentioned, as creative as Austin JJ Okocha is, even when Dio acknowledges that, never played for a big team.
Well, some people might say it was because of his lack of ambition, because he was a hero in
Or was it because of his skin also?
I do not want to toe that line, but I think he was a hero in Bolton Wanderers. Maybe that was the main reason why he did not want to leave that place. Let's not forget, before he left, he was even the captain of that team. So maybe that's why. But Michael, when you look at players like Chrisantus Macaulay, even our strikers, people like Kelechi Iheanacho, when they go to these top teams, they don't try to make them retain the ball. We've seen how players like complete strikers, like the likes of Harry Kane, the likes of Robert Lewandowski, likes of Edison Cavani, are assigned tasks by their manager. Okay, you can hold the ball, you can create for your teammates. But in the case of African players, Nigerian players, when they go to these top teams, all they tell them to do is just stay in the box, allow the more creative players create chances for you, then poach. It doesn't work again in today's football. I think it's really unfortunate. The list goes on. We have people like Francis Nwakali, we have people like Taiwo Awoniyi, players who did very well in the youth tournaments, but even Isaac Promise, when it was time for them to transition to senior level at some top clubs, at some European clubs, their creative flair just went away.
Talking about that creative flair, Khalid, Romelu Lukaku is playing for Belgium, but we do know he's an African player. He's originally from Congo. N'Golo Kante is originally from Mali. When you look at creativity and flair, of course, you want to see the South American players are very much in the mix. Are you saying that European club should look at this aspect of our player more? What happened to Victor Moses also? He needed to be converted into a defender to flourish at Chelsea. If that was not Osemori also, that means these guys, we think they are creative, but deep down, just massive, is still lacking compared to their European counterparts.
Okay, someone like Fernandinho, for instance, who plays for Manchester City, he's a Brazilian. He's not your typical Brazilian in the sense that he doesn't dribble, he doesn't do all those things. He's just a midfield destroyer. He collects the ball, gives it to his more creative teammates like David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Fine task for him, no problem. I think there are always exceptions to a rule. I agree, most of our players are more of the physical because of how they were raised. Up till today, we see it in our football where national team, junior team coaches or local league coaches just tell their players, just be physical, collect the ball. They're not really trained on the technical aspects.
I remember when I was playing football at a younger age in Lagos, the coach would always tell us, you can do it. In fact, 30 laps, keep on running. And we see some of these coaches in the Nigerian league have behaved this way.
Very true. But Michael Obat, when you consider the fact that certain players were exposed to the foreign way of football at a young age, but still, they still expect them to still play that defensive kind of football. Mikel Obi, during the Under-20 tournament, was playing in Lyn Oslo, a foreign team. He went to Chelsea, even with his fantastic rating for us in the Under-20 tournament, they still tried to convert him to a midfielder. I think it's just really unfair to African players that every time you see a black man, the first thing that comes to your mind is the physical aspect. We've seen people like Yaya Toure, Seydou Keita, while they were at Barcelona or Pep Guardiola, they were thrown out because of their more physical game, because of their more technical.
Central defense at Barcelona at some point, under Pep.
Exactly. Seydou Keita too played left back sometimes. So I don't think it's fair. I think it's high time these things are addressed. I think even African players are not helping matters. Maybe that might still be thanks to the systemic rots that we have in African football. But if a player, if a manager is not willing to put you in a position you feel comfortable with, nothing stops you from leaving that club.
Nothing stops you from leaving that club. I think we've got a lot of creativity on the African scene. But of course, just massive European scene of the physical aspect of us. Maybe we need to do more. Like what Kali said, I totally agree. If a coach thinks you're only good to defend and to chase the ball for 90 minutes like N'Golo Kante, you can tell the coach I'm more creative and show that in training. That is the show for today. You can join the discussion. Definitely, it's a sport.
When was the last time Spurs won something?
I don't know.
Have you learned how to pronounce Bournemouth yet?
Bournemouth.
Is it true that you're moonlighting as a stripper?
Of course. That is the hardest job.
Jürgen, people are calling Mesut Ozil the world hide-and-seek champion. Do you agree?
Obviously, is one of the best, if not the best,